Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's request day, and if you've got any maps that require requesting because you've been wanting to see them done for a long time, well, now's a good time to put them on the list because the list is as short as it's been for ages. The current average wait time is 5 weeks, which sounds like a long time, but when you compare it to this time last year when it was more than double that, well, you can see it's a good time to get in there. So either in the comments, via Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Carrier Pigeon, whichever you like, I'll still get the message. Now, I do have one request for you though. Just one little request. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you for your support. Today's map is Mount Solace by Knickknack902. Now, it's kind of a fantasy map. It's kind of a comedy map in places, actually. It's got its very own style. Let's say that. There's your start square. Yeah, you're round about the bottom there. That's kind of where you're going to be building from. There's your resources. Resources are in big blocks. And blotches, great for Industries DLC if you have that. You don't need it, but if you have, boom. Off to the workshop, there's a big list. No DLC required, but a big list. The very top item, the crop duster, I couldn't find on the map. I didn't spend any time specifically looking for it, but I didn't see it. I'm sure it's on there. All the other stuff seemed to be, and it is a mighty list. We're using the Realistic Sky theme and the Realistic Sky LUT. Now, we're down in the fog at the moment. I'm going to leave the fog switched on because we're only going to be down here for a moment. There's not really that much to see. And you can make out what I'm trying to point out here, which are these logs. You've got the dirt around the bottom of the logs, but not around the bottom of the trees. I'm pretty sure I've got the mod that removes the dirt from around the bottom of the trees, which just surprised me that there was so much dirt around the cut off tree stumps, decorative tree stumps. Now, this first intersection is perfectly fine for what it does, okay? It's not a heavy duty thing. Now down here we've got something that's look at these. Just want to show you these tree stumps. Can we get any closer? Not really. I think they're pretty cool. Just the dirt. I don't understand it. I do not understand the dirt, guys. Anyway, down to this dirt track, and we'll head down to our first little feature area. Now it doesn't do anything for me, this, but I'm glad it's in the fog because basically, there you go. It's an abandoned quarry. You can tell it's a quarry because we've got that road that goes down and into it. I don't really buy it as a quarry though. It's just too, I don't know. What's the word for that? Yeah. Fantasy. There you go. Now over here we've got it. Join in with me. 3, 2, 1. Everybody's favourite factory. Okay, you can put your volume back up now. I'm not going to sing anymore today. There's the promise. Well, I might. Depends. If the mood takes me. And we're heading in towards the 25 tiles now and the meat of the map. We're going to come up with an intersection here. We're going to have a little chat about this intersection. Because, it's a fantasy map, so I can let some things go. But there's something about this. If you choose to use this, something you want to know. It's a little bit too angular for me. Not the roundabouts, because obviously they're circles. But the way it merges back down onto the highway here. You're coming down here, merging into potential 100km/h traffic, and you're having to take a 30-degree angle turn downhill with limited visibility because of those barriers. Yeah, not a huge fan. I won't go on about it anymore. You'll see that intersection again later. Now we're going down to what I would call a national park, and we're coming down here to see something from the skies. Oh, I love these. Well, I don't really. And then you got the foliage on the road, but look, wait for it. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm singing again. I'm sorry. Yes, it's Mount Encounter. We're going with Mount Encounter. I know it does have a real name, and I just can't remember what it is. It's one of those factoids that somebody's going to put it in the comments and go, yeah, I know that. Mount whatever, I don't know. But anyway, that's the back door entrance to this national park area, which is quite stylized, quite fun. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's quite well done actually, that. But yes, Mount Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I know the name of that place. It's going to niggle me that. I'm going to look it up straight after the show. So you won't need to tell me in the comments. I promise. You probably will, though. Okay. From 2 lanes up to 3 here as we go up to the bridge. Now, I find that it's not too steep. It's borderline steep. If you could drop that node down by about 25%, I think that would fix that completely. And then we've got a lovely bridge there. And when I say lovely bridge, I'm talking about the actual positioning of the bridge. If you come down here and have a look, you can see it's perfectly aligned with the highway. Well done, that's great work. But yeah, 2 lanes up to 3 lanes probably encourages overtaking on the bridge, where that's probably the last place you want to encourage overtaking. Hazards and all that, you know. Now down here we've got this intersection again, which I promise you I'm not going to go on about. Potential start location on this side with the roundabout. And then if we go down the other way, we are now heading down to our actual start location, with a little roundabout at the end as well to get us going. The roundabout is quite nicely detailed, I've got to say. Don't worry about the squiggly road there. We'll talk about that in a moment. Got some very pretty trees and some boulders and some rocks and such. It's all very pretty. But what else is pretty? The answer to that is MrMiyagi. He's such a pretty boy. No. Swanky Street Spring, it's very pretty. I'm loving the transition between the standard street and the junction part of the street here. That works really well. I'm loving these posters all over the place. I'm loving it. I think it works really well. I'm loving the benches, loving the lamps. I'm loving the choice of trees. I think MrMiyagi has done an excellent job with this one. It is a very, very swanky street. And factoids, because factoids. Charles Dickens used to play left wing for Manchester City. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Sorry, I made that up. Charles Dickens used to work himself up to such a pitch that when he performed his own work on stage, he sometimes fainted. Yes, writers aren't always performers and performers aren't always writers. And I'm neither. Anyway, Swanky Street Spring by MrMiyagi. I'm really pleased to see this. It's really well done. Today's asset. And today's asset of the day. Oh, I pasted that badly, didn't I? You know what I like about that as much as anything? And quite often with the actual road decals or whatever, the road textures, they glitch in and out as you get too close to them. Not on that though. Not on that one at all. I think it was very well done indeed. Anyway, we're staying elevated here, so if you like elevated roads at ground level, then this is definitely part of the map that you are gonna love. It does make it easy to get up in the air to go over the railway though, with this little curved bridge here. Quite happy with that. And then down to this elevated section here, road over roundabouts, and that works nicely for me. Now, if you look off that direction, this will take you to the back door of that national park that I was telling you about. So we've tied up that loose end. If we look the other way, we've got a road that we'll have a look at in a minute. Actually, it's a route that doesn't really go anywhere. It's not a through route, you know. Here we've got a cave on the top of a small hill. I kind of buy into it. I don't like it, but given it's kind of a fantasy map, I kind of buy into it. Then we have got another custom bridge. Very nice. Custom bridges are excellently done. Very, very nicely done. And then down here, we go back down to 2 lanes. So again, going up to the 3rd lane for overtaking on the bridge, which I find very weird. Now, anyway, my next impression, today's next impression will be Tommy Cooper. Yeah, Tommy Cooper. I'm rubbish at impressions. Ready? Road, road, rail. Road, road, rail. Rail, road, road. Okay, now on the opposite side of the hill. Wait for it. Wait for it. Road, rail, road. Road, rail, road. Okay, I'm sorry. My impressions are as bad as my foreign languages and my accents. Look at the way it switches. Okay, wait for it. That is preposterous. And brilliant, and I love it. I don't approve. I don't approve of it, but I love it. Well done. So funny. Well done. Okay, let's... You think that's funny, though? Wait till you see this. Wait until you see this. Preposterous and funny in droves here. Look at this. That's excellent. It's the double scissors bridge, that one. Let's have a little look at it, how it works. So you'll come down here. You've got a bit of a jinky janky going on there, probably by design though. And then you've got to elevate, because the thing is, it's quite a high bridge. So you've got to find some elevation to get up to that bridge somehow, haven't you? Can you think of any other way you can get that elevation? We come down here, look at the bridge placement again. The custom bridge placement is spot on perfect. But yes, if you were to drive on here, you've got to get down to those roads and you've got to get down to the rail. And so in this short amount of time, you've got to get the elevation. So that's what that tight curve is in for, yeah? Except for, look, we haven't changed elevation at all. There, we've just flown straight down. Look at this, from about this location here, if you started going, well, you're elevated already as well. If you just drew a straight line and just built the elevation up by not changing your elevation, you get there. And same over this side as well. Come down here, you look straight forward, you can see it's going uphill. So you've only got to start, I don't know, getting your elevation in from about here maybe. Let's turn around. Yeah, about there. So start your elevation here, straight line on, but then we wouldn't have this marvellous, crazy, stupid, fun contraption that is this bridge. It's great. And you've got the rail underneath. Let's just check there's no pillars in the rail. And there are no pillars in the rail. Let's just look. There's no pillars in the rail. I was expecting there to be pillars in the rail, and there wasn't. So, can't mark that down. Trying to mark it down. Want to mark it down. Can't mark it down. So let's follow the rail. Let's see where the rail takes us to. We go through here. We know it switches over here. And look, we've got another one of these caves. Now this one on the top of here, I don't buy at all. Okay. The earlier one, the lower one, sort of, but not that one. We'll go left because it's more hilly this way, which means it's going to be more challenging. Just following rail over straight flat land isn't really much of a challenge, is it? And now let's follow those terrain lines. It looks pretty good at this location. Look, there is some elevation change, but it's gentle. And that's what we're looking for here. Good quality, gentle elevation changes. Quite nice. Quite nice in. Oh, hang on, we've got some steep stuff there. And then we're going nice and gentle. Oh no, and then we've got a really steep bit there. So on the whole, it seems quite good. Certainly for the eyeball test, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And you're not, if you're playing this map, you're not really looking for realism, are you? Let's face it. If you were, and you came across that intersection and that change of tunnels, it's like, what is going on here? Anyway, that goes off to the edge of the map and our 3 favourite factories. So what we'll do is we'll take a little intermission and then we'll come back right after this.
Are you bored with the standard vanilla bridges? Have you seen those lovely custom bridges but don't know how to use them? Ooh, very nice. Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Custom Bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And so back to Mount Solace by Knick-Knack902. 10. Okay, shipping routes. We've got one little one that loops around here up to where the 3 favourite factories are. And then we've got a shipping route here that comes and goes out alongside each other and then loops around this island. Now, you're going to have your own opinions on this. It's not my favourite shipping route. It works. It's not my favourite shipping route. But yes, there we are. It goes back off that way. We want to know about water flow though. Is the water good? Well, the water comes down from the mountains. It goes into this lake. This is not a realistic lake. You're going to think of it. Don't mention Merrickstowe, okay? Don't mention Merrickstowe. Because Merrickstowe does exactly this, sort of. Over here, we have got one water escape route that goes down that way. Then over here, we've got a dam. A dam. Okay, but over here, we've got another dam. So we've got 2 dams and a natural water release. I'm kind of, yeah. Well, okay, there's a water flow through the start square though. Yes. Look, it's your start square water flow there. Over this side, water flow as well over here. So it all works. But yeah, realism be damned. This is a fantasy map in all aspects. A fantasy fun map with some nice bright colours. The colour choice is great as well because it really does. The whole thing's really bold and fun. Look, elevated here. We've got this fun cliffside drive. If you can call it fun, driving on the edge of a cliff. Sure, some of you love that sort of thing. Yeah, not for me, thank you. Then you've got a tunnel through there, nicely done. Got a nice scenic tunnel over waterfall going on there. So there's lots of nice little features have been thrown in, which are fun. Fun. It's a fun map, and it's playable. Look at all the space to build on. It's fun. Okay, stop now. Then, if we just follow the road down, this is the road that I said goes nowhere. It's not a through road. It does go somewhere, but I couldn't really show you this earlier because I didn't want to spoil, well, where it does come out. And you're about to see that it would have kind of like made most of the rest of the show redundant. Because down here, it breaks off and it goes over the dam. Ah, there's dams on this map. I didn't know that. And then it loops around the entire lake, including over our separate water exit and then the other dam over here. So basically, yeah, that's why I didn't go down there earlier. We got this this canyon, I guess. Again, I don't know how it would be formed realistically, but we've got it. There's lots of detailing of trees and plants, but it doesn't really change over the entire course. There are a few rocks dotted here and there. Okay, we've got the split in the river as well, which is like, it's interesting. But the entire length of this is kind of just the same, very samey, very much. Any point down here could be the same as anywhere else. And if you have a look at the depth of the canyon, 50 meters. Okay, that's a deep canyon. Wow. Something that's overlooked when doing terrain work in City Skylines is just how big everything is. It's just huge. Now let's have a little look at some of the foliage work. Yeah, these rough little mountain hill areas, and the tree work is quite good actually. I'm quite happy with all of that. There's not really too much. There's nothing too much wrong with it. The water sources are fantasy again. I don't buy them, but I think they're, for what they are, they're well done. They're yeah, like that. It's all good. This is good work. It's not outstanding work, but it is good work. It's certainly better than average. This lake here, this looks like there should be water flow coming out of there. Has that been dammed off? Is it an error? Is the water not high enough? Now I'm going to tell you that off camera, I did break that. Well, actually, it was on camera, but I didn't film anything worth showing you. I had bad water gloop going all the way down it, so maybe that is why it has been left empty. Because a dry river is better than a bad river, I would suggest. But yes, here was me breaking the water, and with a view, breaking the dam, sorry, with a view to coming back and showing you it again later. Maybe it's just finding the right amount of water to come out, or maybe it just won't work at all. But basically, that's as exciting as it's going to get for you guys. You're not going to see it finished. It's rubbish, okay? It's rubbish. So, better to leave it dry, I think. Okay, is this a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the viewer's choice top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. So, aesthetically, I'm somewhere between 3 and 4 on this one. I don't think it quite breaks into 4-star territory. Given the amount of assets, there's a hell of a lot of assets on here. I was expecting a little bit more. So I'm going to give it just a 3 for aesthetics. But I am going to mark it up on the detail, because what has been done is done to a good standard. Is it at the very highest standard? Not really. But it is of a good standard, and I think it definitely deserves a 4th star. So credit for that one. We'll finish with gameplay, because we've always finished with gameplay. Gameplay potential, I think there's a lot going on here. There's almost limitless possibilities, I think, with the actual build plane. My only real grumble is because there's only the one highway and there's a lot of build space, we could get a bit of traffic clog going on. So I'm going to lose that 5th star, but I'm going to give it a solid 4. So a Mount Solace by Knick-Knack 902. I think it's a good, solid, fun map. You want to play a fun map? This is your fun map, guys. So anyway, and that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, and for joining me through that frivolity that we had. There'll be another map along tomorrow, so join me tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. There's an old map on the screen now if you like voting on the maps. The vote went on that this morning, so you might be the first to vote on it. You might be the first to vote on it next week, because, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. I've been BonBonB, and you've been very, very jolly.